How does Travis Kelce really feel about Ryan Reynolds? And what's Justin Baldoni thinking about these Taylor Swift and Blake Lively messages finally seeing the light of day? Let's discuss. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signar. It's no surprise to me that Justin Baldoni is allegedly thrilled over Blake Lively and Taylor Swift being exposed amidst the leaked text. Before we get into that, I want to go to something even juicier that Rob Suter is putting out there, talking about Travis Kelce, an exclusive from him claiming that Travis was never a fan of Ryan Reynolds, and he made that very, very clear. Now, going back to April,
Travis Kelce unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on social media last April, a move that sent shockwaves through their tightly knit celebrity circle. An exclusive report now reveals the true depth of Kelce's disdain. He never liked Ryan Reynolds. Not from the beginning, not even a little. This wasn't a casual disagreement, it was a fundamental clash of personalities that made their double dates with Taylor Swift and Blake Lively an unbearable performance for the football star. He found Reynolds too polished, too performative, and far too comfortable playing the charming guy in every room. The carefully curated image Reynolds projects grated on Kelce's genuine, blunt nature, creating an immediate and undeniable tension.
Talking about Travis Kelce, an exclusive from him claiming that Travis was never a fan of Ryan Reynolds, and he made that very, very clear. Now, going back to April of last year, this is when Travis unfollowed Ryan on social media. This was a few months after the lawsuit from Blake dropped. Travis made it clear and sort of helped pivot the scales to show that something was wrong in the state of Taylor Swift land. This is when we learned around that time that while Ryan was still following Travis, Travis unfollowed Ryan, and it was pretty telling. Everybody sort of jumped on this and saw this as not a good sign for the relationship.
An insider close to Kelce reveals his long-standing discomfort around Reynolds, describing the actor as always on. This constant performance made Travis deeply uneasy, fostering a profound lack of trust. He couldn't relax around Reynolds, always feeling an underlying artifice, a calculated charm rather than genuine connection. For Kelce, authenticity is paramount, and Reynolds' public persona felt anything but real, causing an immediate friction that was impossible to ignore. This raw assessment from Kelce's camp paints a stark picture of a relationship built on forced optics, not genuine camaraderie, revealing a celebrity dynamic far more complex than the public ever imagined.
Actually go and do it publicly, just as Blake did and forced the entire cast to do, it seems, against Justin. Now, what does he really think of Ryan? What had happened? Here's Rob Suter coming in, it's Rob Suter coming in to share some. He's been pretty spot on most of the time, so take this with a grain of salt, but still here it is coming in. Darling, let's get one thing straight. Travis has never liked Ryan Reynolds. Not from the beginning, not even a little. Sources tell Naughty But Nice, which you should go subscribe to over there. The Kansas City Chiefs star has long felt uneasy around Reynolds, finding him too polished, too performative, and far too comfortable playing the charming guy in every room. Well, that sounds legit.
The source admits Kelce hated the double dating setup with Taylor Swift and Blake Lively, viewing it as all optics and no authenticity. While Reynolds leaned into jokes and charm, Travis clocked it as calculating. He saw through the performance, recognizing a deliberate strategy rather than spontaneous fun. This forced social interaction became a significant point of friction for the football star, who values genuine connection above all else. The insider's account paints a vivid picture of Kelce's deep-seated discomfort, highlighting his aversion to inauthentic displays, even within his girlfriend's closest friendships.
Long felt uneasy around Reynolds, finding him too polished, too performative, and far too comfortable playing the charming guy in every room. Well, that sounds legit. Travis just doesn't trust him, one insider tells me. He thinks Ryan's always on, and that rubs him the wrong way. The discomfort became impossible to ignore during the double dates with Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. Insiders say Travis actively disliked the setup. He hated the double dating, the source admits. He felt like it was all optics and no authenticity. While Reynolds leaned into jokes and charm, Travis clocked it as calculating. Travis is blunt and real. Ryan is curated. That contrast never worked.
The stark contrast between Travis's blunt and real nature and Ryan's curated persona became an insurmountable barrier. This fundamental difference in their approach to life and public interaction meant the two men could never truly connect. Kelce, known for his straightforwardness, found Reynolds' carefully constructed image deeply off-putting. He perceived it as a constant act, a relentless effort to control perception, which directly clashed with his own desire for raw honesty. This inherent incompatibility created an unbridgeable emotional distance, making genuine friendship impossible despite their partner's close bond.
Performative friendships. He wanted real people, real energy. I totally can relate to that. Good call. The result, fewer double dates, more separation, and a clear boundary drawn. Travis doesn't fake it, a source sums up. If he doesn't like you, he won't play along. So while the Hollywood world may adore Ryan, or at least they did, and his charm offensive, Travis was never buying what he was selling. Look, again, take this as you will. Rob Suter coming in with this insight. But given what we saw here, and given what we've now learned about Ryan, the way he writes and everything else, doesn't actually surprise me. Now, it goes a little further, actually. Apparently,
despite his strong aversion, Travis quietly tolerated the situation for Taylor Swift's sake. He kept his emotional distance, never letting his guard down or warming up to Reynolds. This reveals the extent of his commitment to Taylor, enduring an uncomfortable dynamic to support her friendships. However, this tolerance had its limits. The internal struggle to maintain appearances while harboring deep-seated distrust eventually bubbled to the surface, signaling a shift in his willingness to participate in these performative friendships. His quiet endurance speaks volumes about the sacrifice he made for his relationship.
Taylor Swift has made a firm decision not to invite Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds for our upcoming wedding. And make no mistake, this is a hard no. They are not invited, period, one insider said bluntly. Taylor wants a drama-free day, and she no longer trusts Blake or Ryan. I mean, that makes total sense. Fallout traces back to the ongoing legal mess involving Justin, which unexpectedly dragged Taylor into the headlines after private texts were released. Taylor, you were part of the mean girling, though. You were part of the bullying. You were. I know you may have just been buying your friend. I get it, but you owe Justin some apologies. Taylor felt exposed and violated. And how about lied to? Maybe that would help us feel better.
As time progressed, Travis became more vocal privately about wanting fewer shared social moments. He craved real people, real energy, rejecting the forced hangouts or performative friendships. This shift from quiet tolerance to private vocalization underscores his growing frustration with the inauthentic dynamic. He drew a clear boundary, refusing to fake it if he genuinely disliked someone. This firm stance eventually led to fewer double dates, more separation, a direct consequence of Kelce's insistence on genuine connection over superficial appearances, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to authenticity.
Justin's actual thoughts here, a source to Star Magazine, mind you, is saying that Justin is absolutely loving the firestorm. He's thrilled that they're being exposed as catty, mean girl types, and says people are finally getting a glimpse of what he had to deal with. The actor-director is now even more determined to keep on fighting. Adds the source, though, the case has been exhausting and costly. Still, allegations are serious, yada yada, and then they're quoting that annoying Jenny Slate line, which is like, what do you mean gross and disturbing? Based on what? You provided nothing. And then you didn't even want to support the lawsuit. If it was that gross and disturbing, why aren't you backing up Blake on her lawsuit? Well, Jenny said because she sorted it out on set. So it must not have been that.
The fallout from this strained dynamic extends directly to Taylor Swift's upcoming wedding. She has reportedly made a firm decision not to invite Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds. This is not a hesitant choice, but a hard no. According to insiders, Taylor wants a drama-free day and no longer trusts Blake or Ryan, a devastating blow to a friendship once considered unbreakable. The exclusion of such close friends from this monumental event underscores the severe rupture in their relationship, signaling that the trust between them has been irrevocably shattered, prioritizing peace over past loyalties.
It's good to know he still has some assets that he can fall back on and rely on. That's a pretty expensive piece. Sad he has to potentially lose it. I do think he'll make it back up later once he's allowed to get back out there and talk about it and proves himself. I think he's already winning up so much support. So while as sad as this reads, I actually think this is pretty strategically smart because he's putting the truth out there. He's suffering. He's actually causing damages. While Blake and Ryan were out there showing up at SNL, 40th, 50th thing, and red carpets and doing stuff, seemingly like there's no big deal, Justin hasn't. He's been out with his family, he's been seen with some friends, but he's not out there working.
Taylor's decision stems from the ongoing legal mess involving Justin Baldoni, which unexpectedly dragged her into headlines after private texts were leaked. Taylor felt exposed and violated by the public release of her communications, perceiving it as a profound betrayal. This breach of privacy, seemingly originating from Blake's legal battle, irrevocably damaged Taylor's trust in her longtime friend. The once ironclad bond crumbled under the weight of this public humiliation, leading to a definitive break and a strategic move by Taylor to distance herself from any further potential drama. Insiders insist the decision is already made, with no will she or won't she speculation necessary. She won't be there, a source bluntly states. The emotional gap between Taylor and Blake has existed for a long time, and rebuilding trust doesn't feel possible right now. Taylor desires peace, not whispers, cameras, or court drama on her big day. This definitive exclusion highlights the irreversible nature of the damage. The risk of further legal entanglements or public scrutiny, likened to Meghan Markle syndrome, was clearly too high for Taylor to entertain, cementing the end of a once iconic friendship. Meanwhile, the man at the center of the legal storm, Justin Baldoni, is allegedly thrilled by the public exposure of Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's private communications. While not described as vengeful, sources suggest he feels a sense of vindication that the truth is finally coming out. After enduring significant hardship, the leak of these mean girl-type messages offers a glimpse into the behavior he allegedly had to deal with. This unexpected turn of events provides a glimmer of satisfaction for Baldoni, who has faced immense personal and professional challenges throughout the protracted legal battle. A Star magazine source claims Justin is absolutely loving the firestorm, ecstatic that they're being exposed as catty mean girl types. He believes people are finally getting a glimpse of what he had to deal with. This revelation offers a stark contrast to the public perception of these beloved stars. Baldoni's alleged relief suggests a deep-seated frustration with their perceived behavior, now validated by the public's insight into their private exchanges. This vindication, though bittersweet, fuels his determination to continue fighting for his name and reputation in the challenging legal arena. Despite the case being exhausting and costly, the actor-director is even more determined to keep on fighting. The severe allegations leveled against him have taken a significant toll, both financially and emotionally. However, the exposure of these private texts seems to have reignited his resolve. It appears Baldoni sees this as a crucial step in revealing the full story, empowering him to face the ongoing legal battle with renewed vigor. His perseverance in the face of adversity highlights the profound impact this situation has had on his life and career, driving him to seek ultimate justice. Even actress Jenny Slate, who was involved in the original production, has reportedly questioned the lawsuit's validity. She famously asked, "What do you mean gross and disturbing based on what you provided nothing?" and then highlighted that Blake and Justin sorted it out on set. If issues were truly resolved like adults, Slate wondered why the lawsuit persists. Her public skepticism casts further doubt on the foundation of the legal battle, suggesting the alleged gross and disturbing claims might have been exaggerated or simply resolved without the need for court intervention. The legal battle has inflicted serious damages on Justin Baldoni, a stark reality check amidst the celebrity drama. His foundation with Steve Sarowitz has had to close down, and Justin is now forced to sell his own home. These are tangible, devastating losses that underscore the real-world consequences of the protracted legal fight. While Blake and Ryan continued their glamorous public appearances, Baldoni faced immense personal and financial hardship, painting a sobering picture of the uneven playing field in this high-stakes dispute. His suffering is a powerful testament to the true cost of this bitter conflict. Despite the personal toll, some see Justin's public suffering as strategically smart. By openly demonstrating his losses, the foundation closure, selling his home, he is compiling irrefutable evidence of the damages he has incurred. This evidence will undoubtedly play a crucial role in the court battle, especially if Blake's case is dismissed. While tragic, these visible losses strengthen his position, providing a stark contrast to the seemingly unaffected public life of Blake and Ryan. This difficult situation might paradoxically be laying the groundwork for his eventual vindication and recovery. There's speculation that Blake Lively probably secretly wants the case thrown out. If dismissed, she could then play the victim, avoiding a trial that might expose further uncomfortable truths. However, a dismissal would likely lead to a lot of appeals, prolonging the legal agony. This potential strategy highlights the complex maneuvering within the legal system, where public perception and strategic positioning are often as crucial as the facts themselves. The desire to control the narrative, even through a seemingly adverse outcome, reveals the high stakes involved for all parties. The sheer amount of money wasted on this lawsuit by Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively is described as truly shameful. Instead of putting these vast resources towards actually helping women and girlies, as Blake claims her cause is about, it's been poured into a seemingly unnecessary legal battle. This glaring hypocrisy raises serious questions about their stated intentions versus their actual actions. The cost of this litigation, which could have been used for genuine philanthropic efforts, underscores a profound misalignment between their public rhetoric and private choices, drawing sharp criticism. The most damning piece of information might be Blake's own admission that the second half of production went fine. If the issues were indeed resolved and production continued without incident, the necessity of such a prolonged and costly lawsuit becomes even more questionable. This admission suggests an amicable resolution was achieved on set, making the subsequent legal action appear less about justice and more about other motivations. It highlights a critical inconsistency in the narrative, leaving many to wonder why the dispute escalated to this level despite an apparent on-set solution. The entire saga leaves a trail of unanswered questions. What truly happened behind the scenes to ignite such a fierce legal battle, especially when an on-set resolution was apparently reached? Why did private texts involving Taylor Swift suddenly become public, shattering her trust and leading to such dramatic wedding guest list decisions? And what is the real story behind Travis Kelce's deep-seated discomfort with Ryan Reynolds? A sentiment now revealed to be a long-standing personal aversion. The layers of celebrity drama, legal maneuvering, and fractured friendships continue to unravel. This whole situation exposes the fragility of celebrity friendships and the immense pressure of public image. Beneath the red carpets and double-date photo ops, genuine human emotions, distrust, and personal grievances simmer. It's a stark reminder that even the most carefully curated personas can crumble under the weight of real-world conflicts, revealing the true cost of authenticity, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of justice in the harsh spotlight of Hollywood. The repercussions ripple far beyond the initial conflict, reshaping relationships and redefining trust in the cutthroat world of fame.